The dynamics of competition get quite complicated, so we build up the story of how it works with a simple example in several stages. The instructions for this first stage model are quite detailed, but the same principles will apply to the other models in the series. This first model is about Type 1 rivalry to win potential customers who are not currently buying from anyone. It picks up a simplified version of the restaurant model from Class 4B and plays out how it competes with a single rival, starting up in the same locality at the same time and competing to win customers from a local market with no other competitors. We're just looking at the first half year, or 26 weeks, of this competition. Each restaurant decides how many items to offer on its menu. More items appeal to more customers and causes them to visit more often, but it also raises the restaurant's costs. Each restaurant also decides what price to charge for a standard meal. Lower prices for a given menu increase value for money in the eyes of customers. Each restaurant also spends money on local marketing to bring in new customers, and this works better if value for money is good, and it works less well as fewer potential customers remain to be won. As we start, both restaurants have just opened, and in this Type 1 rivalry, we're racing to capture potential customers from the local population before our competitor. Customers mostly stay with the restaurant they first go to, but they can be lost again if they later find value for money has fallen, for example, if we put our price up. There are 3 different settings or cases for the game. In case 1, you can set the menu pricing and marketing for both restaurants. If you are studying with a friend, you can each try taking control of one of the restaurants and have a competition to build sales and profits. We'll look at how to do that in a bit. In case 2, all the decisions are set up to replicate the examples described in the online course. Hit reset, change set case number to 2, and hit play to play out the scenario described in the class. Note that the profit results for our restaurant in this case are just slightly lower than described in the class, but otherwise the numbers should match. In case 3, the competitor plays out a fixed set of decisions which you can see in the blue area at left. And you can make whatever decisions you want using the controls in case 3, set our menu, or marketing, or price. Hit reset and the model defaults back to case 3. So just step the model for 4 weeks. You can see that we've won fewer customers and lower sales than our competitor, probably because of our much higher price, and our rival is also spending a lot of marketing to bring in those new customers. Let's do some more marketing too. We're rather unprofitable, so maybe we can only afford $400 a week compared with the competitor's $500. Do take care that it's the case 3 variable that you change in this case. Step 1 week. Oh dear, it looks as though our competitor just increased their menu, and as a result sales and profits jumped. It looks like the items they added must have got people visiting much more often, because the sales increase is much more than the growth in customers. The kind of change that could do that is adding lighter dishes to your menu, for example, so people visit for smaller meals rather than just occasional big dinners. It also looks like our extra marketing spend didn't do much good, probably because customers think our high price is poor value. Let's learn from the competitor and really extend our menu. Change it to 40 and hit step. Once again, do take care to select the case 3 variable. Step 1 more week. Well, that seems to have worked, but we still have way fewer customers than our competitor. Maybe our price is just way too high. Let's undercut the competitor with a price of $40. With our wider menu, we should be offering even better value than our competitor. Hit step once again. And it looks like we're pulling in the customers too now, though we still have far fewer than our competitor. Never mind, perhaps we'll catch up if we press on. Hit step once more. We're still catching up, and although we're selling less than the competitor, we also need fewer staff, so our profits are very similar to theirs. That won't last though, because we'll be taking on more staff too as our business grows. Step on 1 more week. That tough competitor just increased their menu again and got another bigger jump in sales. They must be getting customers visiting much more often than we are. Let's match their menu of 45 items. but cut the price to $35 to try and keep growing the customers. And remember that we are still spending more on marketing as well than we were at the start, and more now than our competitor is spending because they just cut their marketing spend. Yes, that seems to have worked, although our competitor still has the benefit of all those customers they won early on. That should give you an idea of how to manage the model, so just play the model through to the end. The competitor increases the menu once again and their sales and profits jump by another large amount. Do note, by the way, that the sales and profits in this model can get unrealistically high because for simplicity we've assumed there's no limit to the number of customers you can accommodate. You may remember the seating capacity limit from the model we looked at in Class 4B. In addition, competition here is actually very limited. There is only the 2 restaurants competing in what's actually quite a large market. I mentioned earlier that you can control the decisions of both restaurants and run a simple competition with a friend. Hit reset and change set case number to 1, and you now have control over the marketing menu and price for both our restaurant and our competitors. Just step on 4 weeks and you'll see both restaurants are making the same decisions and getting the same results. Set case 1 hour menu to 40 and case 1 rival menu to 45. Step on another 4 weeks. Both of us grow sales and profits, but we do less well than our friend. We decide to try a price cut and our friend chooses more marketing. Set case 1 rivals marketing to 400 and case 1 hour meal price to 40. Step 2 weeks on. It looks like our price cut didn't do so much. Why don't we change our menu to 50 and play through to the end? Well, it looks like that was enough to catch up with our friend. So that's shown you how to play against a fixed scenario from the competitor and also how to play a rivalry game between the 2 competitors in this marketplace. So let's end up with a quick look around the model itself. If you scroll down, you will see that at the heart of the model is the pool of potential customers who are attracted to become either the rivals' active customers or ours. Each customer is loyal to one of the restaurants and not the other. A later model will look at a case where customers are disloyal. At the top, the rivals' menu, marketing and price drive their value for money and how quickly they win customers from the potential population. Value for money also drives how often customers visit and hence how many meals the competitor sells each week. Lower down the model, exactly the same structure drives our customer win rate and sales. The number of staff is automatically changed to make sure that we and our competitor conserve the sales rate, and a simple income statement works out the profit. These same sections are repeated for the competitor in another part of the model above and to the right. So if you're curious about why exactly the summary results at the top of this model are changing as they are, then you can simply scroll around the detail of the model to figure it out.